Hi YouTube, it's Rochelle Tannen. It's May 1st, 2022. I hope everyone's doing all right. As I said in one of my past videos, I'm back. I'm going to start posting more, but I hope you guys understand I work. In the last 2021 to this year has been very interesting. But getting back into the swing of things, I thought I'd do a reaction video. I want you guys to know I have the same moniker. This isn't about money for me, it's therapeutic. I love to speak. I get told a lot I should be speaking. And I figured as the missing component in my life, I work full time. I Uber Eats on Saturday because I like to stay constructive and I'm in the house all week. So I like to get out on Saturday. Um, so Sundays I'll be doing videos. I'll probably be doing more throughout the week because it's time to get serious about this. So to get back in the swing of things, I thought I'd do a reaction video because just because I haven't been posting, I keep my nose to the grindstone in these YouTube streets. I'm a YouTuber. I don't like Facebook. I find it to be a cesspool. Never like Facebook. I'm not really an Instagram person because I don't believe in following nobody unless I know where I'm being led. So YouTube is my favorite medium for now. So I'm going to do a reaction video to a lady that came across my channel. I get a lot of black content creators because I believe in supporting art. I don't care your color, but particularly black art or whatever we consider art these days. Her name's Peaches McIntyre. She came across my feed. So I click on her videos and it's a woman out of Florida bragging about how much money she makes online. And she does these shorts where she's buying her husband, and I use that word loosely, a truck. And she's buying all this stuff, and she buys it cash, and she's talking about her haters and all this other nonsense. Let me start out by saying, as a 41, Lord willing, 42-year-old black woman who has been working since 1996, women like Peaches McIntyre does a disservice to us as black women. Now, I wrote my little list because I can be scatterbrained and I want to stick on this subject. She kind of offended me, so I chose her because I'm careful with YouTubers anyway, because I learned the very hard way. You can't support and donate to all these people. These people aren't aficionados. These people are not experts. They're like me. They're everyday people showing you glimpses of their life from a certain perspective. But certain things she said really got my goat as a black woman. And this woman looks like she's in her 30s, which a lot of 1986, 87, 88, 89 babies, because 1980 is my birth year, y'all ain't kids. And some of the shit you say, you do, you post it's just so asinine to me. But okay. She came across my channel, and so I had to go watch some of her back videos to understand who she was, because I was reading these comments, but I was offended because she has a short where she's buying an Infinity truck for her husband, so-called husband anyway. And she goes on in this short talking about how she used to have 6 kids. She used to be on EBT and food stamps and all this other stuff, WIC and all that good stuff. And I'm watching her videos and I'm thinking, have you paid any of that money back to the taxpayers who held you down when your baby daddy or baby daddies weren't supporting your children? And just by looking at her, because she's a typical black woman these days. Black women don't like to hear the truth, but it's the truth. She's typical. You're in your 30s. You've probably been pregnant since your late teens. You run around here talking about the husband you have that you're buying things for on your channel. Have you even attempted to pay the state of Florida back for all that money us taxpayers paid to hold your kids down before your little YouTube fame? Now, she's the type of person that's always, she'll call someone like me a hater or all that nonsense. I don't care about that, guys. She posted another short saying that she made $124,000, I guess, off YouTube or Instagram or one of them. Well, guys, I work here in Philadelphia. I make $62 a year, and I live not to where I want to be in life. Now, if I'm being 100% honest, I love spending money. My mother used to say it burns a hole in my hand. I've never been a big saver, but I'm always a strong worker, and I know how to sustain myself through employment, which I prefer to. I'm a millennial, first-year millennial. Gen X cuff. I watch my parents work, and I like my insurance to be paid through my employer, and my life insurance and all this. She's going on these shopping sprees and doing all these, buying all these widgets and bragging on haters and how we're hating on her. And I would never, ever, ever hate on a baby's mother. I could care less if you got 20 million sitting in the bank. If you're a baby's mother, if a man can call you a baby mama, I have no reason to be jealous of you. Because what a lot of black women don't get, like her, and the men too, but this ain't about the men right now. You're already a failure. Especially if you have 2 or more kids or 2 or more baby daddies, you're already a failure. Money matters not. Money doesn't do anything but enhance the person you are. So when I see this woman bragging about what she has and a year ago, this and that, the third, she's always been a arrogant person. But the difference is she couldn't be arrogant because she never had to work hard. Didn't have to hold down jobs and things. Us taxpayers held her down. See, again, if you are a baby mama or a baby daddy, you're a failure. I don't think a lot of black women like her understand. Black people, as of 2013, certainly in the last decade, have become a permanent underclass here in America. And if you don't know what a permanent underclass is, go Google it. I have a background in sociology. We're a permanent underclass right now. So that means even Oprah Winfrey, Sean Carter, Beyonce, Giselle Knowles, Megan Thee Stallion, any of your favorite black celebrities, musicians, whomever, billionaire, millionaire, whomever, they're still part of an underclass. I don't think Miss Peaches McIntyre understands that. You may make $124,000, but a couple things. There's not a viable black community to go spend it in this entire country. Not from LA to New York City. Not here in Philly, not there down there in Florida. You should be worried about that. As a group of people, we should be worried about that. Also, I had made a comment on her videos, and I know it was a black chick who responded to me, because black women, I know you. You can't sell me. I ain't no white man. I ain't no black man. I know you. I know you as girls, and I know who you are now in this time that I'm in as one of your peers, or for some of you younger women, as a black woman like you, or some of you older women. I know you. So you make $124,000 on any of these platforms. You're not truly making $124,000 because Uncle Sam wants their cut and the state wants their cut. And in a case like hers, for the state of Florida, rightfully so. You have the gall to get up online talking about what money you make, and the state just got done holding you and your illegitimate kids down for how many ever years, and you 1 year you're online bragging about infinity trucks. Are you serious? Are you serious? That's not people hating. That's people getting tired of supporting welfare queens like yourself. My mother and her sisters, when I was a girl back in the 80s, used to talk about welfare queens. And now we're dealing with the daughters of these welfare queens. 124 grand, sweetheart, you're still not in a 6-figure club there because you haven't paid taxes. You don't ever do shorts about the taxes you paid or the back welfare you pay back. You don't touch those, but you'll go into MDM or whatever that mess is called, buying this lame nigga a fucking luggage set and want someone to be jealous. Number one, if he's so in love with you and he licks your body like a lolly and all of us women are jealous, how come he ain't buying you shit? And to add to that, I watched one of her back videos. I took some notes. She told us a 12-year-old, her 12-year-old son, who probably got sick of not seeing you work, no dad in the house working, told you to start a YouTube channel. What will hoes like this do without internet? So let's say the internet never came along for us millennials, right? What would you be doing? The only reason people like Peaches McIntyre get any steam these days, because a lot of people like junk food. They like junk food content. They like junk food television. They like junk food programming. And this woman will get up online telling other young black women how to apply for welfare while your man's in the house. Let me tell you something, young black women, but young black women particularly. If you got a man in the house and you got to be on EBT, you're laying next to the wrong man. If you have a man in the house and He's not, you are his job. Laying next to you and making you feel good is his job. You don't have a man. And if he's comfortable with being on EBT, you ain't got no man. You got someone with a penis, but you ain't got no man. It's like I tell niggas here in Philadelphia. I don't buy EBT from men. I will never date a man on EBT. Never have, never will. I've made my mistakes with men. We'll get into those videos later. And don't get me wrong, because I love men. There's too many women already. But I would never date a man with an EBT card. Now, let me put a little asterisk near that. I'm not talking about brothers or men in general that maybe you've been working 5 years and you get laid off. We're in very strange times. I'm not talking about him. Everybody needs a helping hand. I'm talking about, you know him, ladies. You know him. He waiting for you to get your EBT on the 1st so he can eat lobster and steak and all this bullshit he wouldn't be able to afford if his woman wasn't paying for it. I'm sorry. If we weren't paying for his woman's kids so he could eat steak. And she's sitting here telling young black women how to apply for the government while a man's in the house. See, black women wonder why everyone laughs at you and downs you so much because y'all do stupid shit. Like Peaches McIntyre. I would love to see her tax bill. Why don't you post a video of that? Because if 124,000, if I'm not mistaken, the tax rate is about 30 to 40%. Because I know I made 62.5 last year between Uber Eats, which I only work on the weekends, and my 9 to 5, which I just got a raise. And taxes scare the hell out of me, guys, because Uncle Sam, they don't play. I've owed taxes before. It's like the old board game Monopoly. There's such thing as luxury tax. So I would love to see her tax bills. Also, you have 6 kids that you've had on the state, 5 of the 6 of them all this time. You're buying this rusty ass nigga a truck. Do your kids have completely funded college funds? Because Peaches McIntyre, by the time that little girl I saw on one of your shorts is an older kid, college is going to be more than $124,000. We're almost there now, and we're just talking about public colleges. We're not even getting into private or Ivy League schools. 4 years at some of these state schools are running you 124 grand, easy, without a problem. So when I see women like her come across my channel, I don't understand why YouTube even suggests these people to me, but I'll watch. If you're going to put that nonsense online, I'll watch. Now, I would have supported this woman. From what I read of her comments, she used to do sketch videos and all that. If her content was funny and if I found it entertaining, because let's not forget in 2022, a lot of you 30-somethings are running around here with kids talking about you do sketches online as a fucking job, which isn't a job. As I said earlier, what if the internet never came along? Peaches McIntyre is the type of content creator, you just struck gold. But lightning doesn't always strike twice. By next year, you may be not making that type of money. Then what? I actually came across her video. My subscribers got me kicked off food stamps. I was so offended. This motherfucker actually said she doesn't want to be in the middle class gap, living paycheck to paycheck. Let me tell you something, ho. You've never been in the middle class. You will never be in the middle class. There are people in the middle class that make a lot more than $124,000 a year. A lot of these married couples make that. And they're struggling. If you live in somewhere like Los Angeles, $124,000 ain't shit. You're barely scraping into the middle class. And the middle class isn't just about money, Peaches. The middle class is about tradition and family. That's why a lot of middle class women and men are married. That helps you be in the middle class. You're a single mother. No, speaking of marriage, before I go into a tirade about her being a single mother, because I'm tired of these bitches. I'm tired of them. You're bragging about this lame nigga being your husband. Let's get this straight, black women. 5-6 years ago, I can remember women here in Philadelphia telling me, about marriage and being a single mother, how great it was. It wasn't hard and da 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 da. I've been to every state on this coast, including Florida, where I got ripped off last summer, but that's another story. Shit, like my parents taught me, it's just shit. I can buy more shit. I've been to every state on this coast almost. And in my adult life, since 18 years old, I've had black women particularly tell me about kids, how you didn't need no husband. You can raise them by yourself and all this. Now, in the last 3 years, now that y'all understand it, y'all are in a bad fucking spot. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's married. I'm looking at this Negro that she calls a husband. Let's start off here. Peaches, you are his job. Because had you not struck your little bit of gold online, that nigga don't work. I know he's the nigga you're talking about. Oh, you can claim state benefits while a man's in the house. A woman like you don't deserve the coochie you got. You are his job. If the internet wasn't here, he wouldn't work for you. I can tell by just looking at him. See, y'all niggas better understand something. These videos are nothing but a bunch of pictures. Pictures speak 1,000 words. So it's better to have some substance behind your content creating these days than not. I don't care about the money you go gamble. I don't care about the trucks you go buy. Because in my heart, I know you haven't paid back the state for all the years they took care of those kids. And I highly doubt you're paying taxes. Because if you were paying taxes, sweetie, you would know you're not in the six-figure club at 124 on earned income. You're just not. Like I'm not sure of the tax rate, but I know she'd be under 100,000, making 125. Again, I made 62.5. I only cleared like 40, maybe 45 between there. I will have to look at my taxes. So if you're making 124K, you're making double what I made. Bitch, ain't no way you bringing $124,000 home and not paying taxes. Post your tax bills. That's what I want to see. And did you black women know welfare is supposed to be paid back? Usually when a man comes into your home, or if they find the father of your children, they're supposed to pay welfare back. Of course, it varies from state to state, but welfare is supposed to be paid back. And then has the gall. In the video, my subscribers got me kicked off EBT. To talk about how many food stamps she has saved and all this other bullshit. Bitch, that's our money. That's our money. That's the people of Florida's money. There's good families sitting in Florida right now, underemployed, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to keep decency and things in their community, to have someone like you put your nose down at them. I don't care if they're working at McDonald's and making away. Let's say a husband and wife. Man, let's say they're managers at McDonald's, but they're not on state and they're holding it together, holding their family down. And they're just let's say, lower middle class. How dare you put your nose down to the middle class, especially at a time when our middle class in our lifetime, if your 70s or 80s kid, has been completely fucking gutted almost. Most of our cities be in a better position if we were still making the steel here, like here in Philadelphia, out there in Pittsburgh. Back where I'm from, New England, we made Winchester guns. My aunts down in Carolina worked at the textile factories. These people worked. These jobs helped us become middle class, and you thumb your nose down the middle class, you fucking whore. Sorry, guys. Let me clean it up because I know how YouTube is. But as a black woman, I've been sick of women like this. Who do you think you are? The same way you made it is the same way you could lose it, sweetie. In which you post all this stuff and not the federal agencies and things watch these videos and shit too. You better be hoping the tax man don't come see you. Because for my estimation, you ain't posting no shorts about that. You post about your pantry filled with all your junk garbage food. No one cares about, I don't care about that. I don't care about infinity. I don't care about none of that stuff because money can't buy you certain things. You know, recently I watched the movie Titanic, and I haven't watched it in over 20 years. I worked at Blockbuster back in the day when Titanic came out. So I was so sick of My Heart Will Go On. I can't listen to that song. And I only watched it once because it's a long movie. And I'm glad I rewatched it because, you know, the character Jack, he didn't have a lot of money, but he had it. And had he lived, and of course they're fictional characters, a person like Jack would have made it in life. Whereas you take the love and well, the husband to be, he wasn't the love interest of the young lady, Cal, who had all the money in the world but had nothing. That's what you are, Peaches. You may have a little, and let's your success is has just came about. You haven't shown improved. You haven't, from your own admission, you've only been doing this a year, maybe two. I'll give you two. And guys, excuse, I know how some people are about hair and whatnot. I'm starting to train my hair like I did when I was a kid. I found a hairdresser that I like her okay. I don't know if it's going to last, but that's another video. I'll get into why. But I figure, well, like I tell you guys, I get on this for therapeutic reasons because I love to speak. And I've never been one of them chicks big into weave and all that. You guys have seen me with braids. At this point in my life, it's braids or my hair. I don't, even if I did have $500 disposable income, it wouldn't go on a weave. I would never pay that much money. I take that back. I would get an extravagant weave if I was going somewhere glamorous or fabulous, a gala or something, but it would have to be a top-notch VIP type thing. I'm not paying all that money to wear someone else's hair. I'm not that insecure. But I digress. She thumbs her nose down to the middle class, talking about paycheck to paycheck. Bitch, how would you know? You've never been the middle class. If you get EBT, when are y'all going to understand something? And this is to black people. I don't care if you have Jordans. I don't care if you have a luxury car, your name brands, all that other bullshit. If you get state, whether you're lying or not to get it, you're poor. You're classified as poor. That's just the way it is. Welfare was started for widowed women of the First World War who were poor. Welfare was meant to be a stepping stone. Black women and men, you have turned it into a lifestyle. Black women particularly. What bothered me about my subscribers got me kicked off EBT. You bragging about how you made 30 grand on YouTube. Why wouldn't you want to go get off EBT yourself? Why does it take your subscribers reporting your fraud? That's how I know this whore is a fraud. I know you black women. I know you like the back of my fucking hand. She's a fraud. Speaking of fraud. So since her shorts and things have been coming across my channel, I was watching this other young lady who, I believe her name was Gabby. Shout out to you. She has her comments turned off. So I think this young lady is actually going to take the MCATs and different things, which I would love to hear more about that. I'm always interested in young blacks and young people, not just blacks, but in this respect, blacks doing something creative and doing something that's worth value to the community, because we're in a bad spot as a community. This young lady, I think she's going to for her MCAT, and for a lot of you guys, that's for medical school, to get into medical school. And she was talking about Peaches McIntyre, and I guess Peaches hosted a class at $33 with 1,000 seats, and a lot of people couldn't get in and all this other stuff. And she wouldn't issue refunds and things. Guys, you got to understand something. Just because we're online doesn't make us aficionados or experts. That woman looks like she would scam people. And the young lady Gabby was saying how she wouldn't give the money back. She was just teaching shit that YouTube teaches for free. I learned the very hard way, guys, because I'm no better. I supported a YouTuber who I won't mention his name because he thinks I forgot. And in the back of his mind, I know he knows I didn't forget because I met this person. And he knows I'm a smart cookie. And I didn't get into it with them because he kept blocking, thinking he knows everything. I won't say his name, and I'm not going to do my video until I'm better seasoned and I'm at least 1,000 subscribers. But I'll throw you a hint, 2 hints. He's out of Atlanta, and he always said in his old content, roll that beautiful bean footage. You know, he used to say that shit like he came up with it like it wasn't an old Bush's baked bean commercial back in the day. But I'll dress his punk ass later. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But I learned the hard way. I very rarely donate anymore to these YouTubers. I'm not buying your classes. I'm not doing any of that shit because a lot of you are con artists. And in real life, I don't care if you're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, I don't Fly Nubian Queens, all them niggas. In real life, since y'all's heyday last decade, none of you have done nothing for black people in real life. Well, all your donations, all your notoriety, some of you have even made it onto the real television. You have done absolutely fucking nothing for black people. You're in the same category, Peaches, but in your case, Peaches, you really don't have enough money to do anything. As I posted on one of her comments, and I know, again, a black woman posted something in reply, because most of y'all are single mothers. It costs, and this is a conservative estimate, and this is an old estimate, at least a decade ago. It costs $250,000 from 0 to 18 to raise a kid. We're not talking about extracurriculars, private school, none of that shit. None of it. Just feeding, housing, and all that. So if you have 6 kids, you have over $2 million of kids. I posted this, and some black broad gonna post lots, laugh, and all this. You black chicks better understand something in this decade. You're about to get fucking rope-a-doped. Big time. Big time. And if you can't see it coming, I don't know what to tell you. This is why our competition, this is why white people are only becoming parents, most of them in their 30s. Same with Asian, same with Hispanic. Of course, it depends on which Latino you're talking about. But the ones that are coming up, your Cubans and different things, they ain't having no kids at 15, 16. They're not grandmothers at 34, 35. You guys are. You're so far gone. You can be like a Peaches McIntyre. Get online and give other black young women advice about how to have a lame nigga in your house while collecting fucking welfare. That's fraud. Because if you have the thinking is, if you have a man that's capable of working in the house, you don't need welfare. Guys, you don't buy everything someone sells. If I'm fortunate enough to get my messages out here on YouTube and get AdSense and all that, I've watched different creators, what they make. I'm not greedy. And again, I do these things because I've always liked speaking. People tell me I should a lot. So, and it's a missing component in my life. Money's great, but like my father taught me, money walks into you. And again, I'm a working class person. And I am sick. And this is not just Peaches McIntyre. I am so sick in 2021. And it's been a few years. All of you aren't moguls. You're not influencers. You're not this and that, the third. To be putting your nose down at people who work every day. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it's Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, whomever. Without workers, you don't have a CEO. You need workers to make your fortune. And I am sick and tired of you 80s and 90s people always talking about workers putting your nose down to people who work every day. Because TikTok, Instagram, and all this shit isn't going to save you. Everybody can't be an influencer, and everyone's not going to be a millionaire. And a lot of the content, a lot of you buffoon boobs put online, you better remember it's going to be online for a long time. And there may come a day you actually have to get a regular job. And these corporate conglomerates, much like law enforcement, they check YouTube and shit. For what Miss McIntyre, I don't know why I want to call this one McGuire, but it's not that important to me. She just kind of pissed me off. What she doesn't understand is this. I don't care about your truck and shit again. I look at what you're selling. I don't buy it. And as a black woman who knows where we are as a group of women, we don't need another skit artist jumping around out of shape, looking stupid, not adding any value to anyone's life. No one's life. And the people who watch you, I don't know their reasons for watching you and whatnot. They deserve better. I watched some of your earlier videos and I could almost stomach some of it because you were at least sincere. Now, I'm not with the giving advice about welfare and shit to these younger women and frauding, but at least your content was sincere. Now that you got a little bit of money in your pocket, you're sure your own fans are saying that they're sick of seeing this mess. Now again, I'm not going to subscribe to you. I'm not going to share your videos. I'm not going to do any of that, any of it, because I find you to be just a nasty person. And I also look at a person like you, you'll be broke again. Actually, I take that back. I'll use a line from my favorite line from the Players Club. Right now, you're a broke nigga with a little bit of money. But you're going to go back to having nothing because of the way you're behaving now. If the good Lord did put it in your life to put a little oomph of success in your life, I'm not even going to say money because money belongs to Lucifer. A little success in your life. Don't you think you should be a little more, I don't want to use the word humble because I get sick of hearing it. A little more appreciative, a little more grateful. Instead of bragging about to your haters, thank them too. Because even if they hate you, just like me, I watched a couple of your stills and things, you should be thanking me. Just like you should be thanking me for working all these years, 2 jobs and all this stuff to help support your kids. You should be thanking your subscribers. And if you're going to go spend that money, I love Florida. When I was in Orlando, I find it to be very sad, much like up north. I look beneath the surface of things. A lot of storefronts and things are empty. Peaches, what are you doing to give back to your community? What are you doing besides buying shit you truly can't afford, taking lavish vacations and stuffing your fat face? What are you doing? Are you putting back into the community that helped hold you and your illegitimate kids down? Are you doing that? Of course not, because most of y'all ain't doing that behind the scenes. You're not. Like Dr. Umar Johnson's a perfect example. He's from Philadelphia. I knew he was a con artist before. There's no black school. Said YouTuber that I wouldn't mention his name with the beautiful bean footage, movie never came out. Not his movie about no dads in the household. You motherfuckers are scam artists. And you don't love people. You love attention that you never got as a kid. And you love widgets. Because keep in mind, and I'm about to sign off because this video is getting long. Keep in mind a few things. Until you pay taxes, sweetie, and pay back for that welfare, some of us still look at you as broke. And the same way you made it is going to be the same way you lose it. On that note, guys, because I had to get that off my chest because that heifer pissed me off. This is Rochelle Tannen. It's May 1st. I hope you guys have a productive week. I'll be signing on later this week. I'm out of here.